Welcome to another episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Arthur Hosey Jr. of the class of 2008, and I'm joined here by two of my co-hosts, Mr. Derek Thomas and Mr. Kendrick Vivians. So, K-Viv, without blowing too much, without bearing the lead too much, what's on your mind tonight?
Oh, not much, man. Just nothing. KV, the headliner, class of 2003 in the building. Just representing on Mars Point today. Ready to talk some Mississippi State sports, good, bad, and ugly.
Mostly ugly, dog. It's mostly ugly. It seemed like even our if we had a badminton team, it would be dysfunctional. But we got the man, the myth, the legend. Derek Thomas, aka Hey Bub, Sports Dad, aka the writer from Maroon and White Nation, aka No Source. What's on your mind tonight, man?
You in the ugly ass Murray Mustang shirt you got on. Man, just glad to be back on here talking about Bulldog sports, man. We've been on a hiatus a while, been a lot going on. Ready to get back at it and, speak our minds, but
Right. So, wait. Is this a home run? No. All right. So, I'm in Jackson, right? So I've been hip deep in no water. Like I didn't have water for like 2 weeks. You know, it was me basically, my friend, she brought me some food because all of the stores and stuff like that was closed. And when they opened up, it was like super packed. And I had to go stay at somebody's house so that I could, at first because the storm was going on and I didn't have water, but they had water in Ridgeland. But after that, the storm was over, didn't have any water. Y'all probably, if you've been paying attention to the news, you heard about it. So I was one of those people who was dealing with, as Kenny Stokes said, running the risk of your house smelling like raw boo-boo. Okay? So basically what I had to do was go to a school that I would not name, and they left one of the closet doors unlocked, and I just went up in there and filled up all the water jugs and stuff like that I had, so that I would have flushable water. Got some water here, there. Some guys came out from Simpson County, gave us some water, but it was terrible. Okay. Couldn't wash clothes, couldn't flush the toilet, couldn't fill up your sink or use water to cook or anything like that. It was extremely ghetto. Okay. So I didn't probably have water for like the last week. We still on the boil water, or whatever. But let's just say that I will not be voting for Chokwe Lumumba. Okay. I don't know who's running against him, but whoever it is got my vote. Okay. Reach out to me if you want an endorsement. I sit down and listen to you talk or whatever, make that determination. But
so how you gonna blame this on the mayor?
Anybody but Chokwe Lumumba. See, now I know how you people from Jackson are. Okay, it's always the people who are Jackson natives who start talking and stuff about what about the mayors who came before him, or what about the governor didn't do anything and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, look here, dog. When he got voted in as the mayor of Jackson, he took the onus upon himself. He knew, I knew. I'd only been in Jackson, basically since 2015, and I know that the water situation is jacked up. And in the words of Tony Yarber, who I thought was a perfectly good mayor, he had a problem, with fidelity. Apparently, that's what they say, allegedly. But he tried to do something about it, and that's why he say we need to go back to our whole baths. So it was real ghetto. Couldn't go to the school because the schools didn't have water. Forest Hill and Wingfield still ain't got water. Let me see. Then I was able to go back to work But then we couldn't go back to work because the water went back out. It was awful. It was pretty awful. That's on top of the cluster F word that is COVID. It's bad. It's bad.
Right.
Any rate, yeah. So bad boy, baby. So this is my thing with the men's basketball team. A lot of people in our group, the Black Dogs Matter group, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we semi-racist. We don't allow, we only allow it's one of those things. I feel like we need our space. Now I know that y'all gonna say, well, how come we don't have white dogs matter? Well, y'all dominate all the other groups, so because I know how it is. If we start letting in, Caucasians, then they'll start colonizing the group, and they'll start talking about the Black Dogs Matter stands for black people who own black bulldogs. Like I know how that goes. So let us have something, okay? Please have that. Can we please have our little Facebook group? Have that one thing. Okay, that one thing.
That's your soliloquy, Arthur.
Yes, that is my soliloquy. But yeah, so okay, this is my opinion. If you judge the season based on, I guess, regular standards, then yeah, we had a terrible season. We ended up in NIT. Now on the other hand, Sanford just got a double. Okay, so on the other hand, if you take into consideration how much we lost last season and the fact that we thought that we were going to be absolute utter garbage, the fact that we were even in the conversation may be a miracle within itself. It is possible that Coach Howland
change it to gallery view.
Okay. It could be possible that Coach Howland took a under-talented team and they overachieved to the point where we had to that it raised our expectations. Because let's be honest, at the beginning of the season, if you would have told us that we would have went to NIT, we probably would have took that. So, Derek, I'm gonna start off with you. Which train of thought do you have? Is it that this was a terrible season and Howland needs to be fired, or is it that we overachieved considering what we thought we would be at the beginning of the season, and we need to give him some time to ride it out?
We've given them enough time to ride it out. Don't get me wrong. I know this is a typically new team, losing what we lost last year, losing two NBA draft picks that you probably want to make fun of. But here's the thing: Ben Howland came into Mississippi State, with all the accolades, Final Four, and he hasn't gotten us over the hump yet. We haven't even won the SEC in his tenure. You know what I'm saying? And granted, yes, we are a young team, but man, we need to make a change. Like real talk. I mean, it just ain't kicking for me, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's won like what 500 some games, but Ole Miss is better than us now.
You talking about I was gonna make fun of the two players that got drafted. I mean, they're still in the G League. They hadn't made their way over to Greece or Russia or wherever yet, Israel. So I mean,
they're getting paid though.
Yeah. And apparently they be making good money and stuff like that. That Timmy Bowers got his own. Dude, he have his own basketball court? It looked like he had his own basketball court.
Well, you can make money overseas, man.
I should
so, it doesn't have the bright lights and glitz of the NBA, but you can make a good living playing basketball overseas, and you can see the world.
And
I'm upset.
And the
broadcasting from.
Go ahead, Ken.
That was random. I'm sorry. I was looking at the game with AJ, and I was like, I should have been broadcasting from the game.
You know what? If that Stimmy had a hit, you know what I'm saying, you better believe that Wacky D would have been in the house. But
Who was Wacky D?
it's not important, okay? You worried about the wrong thing. You ain't never seen CB4 before, have you?
I want to on this one saying you ain't talking about me.
Don't tell me you ain't never seen CB4.
Yeah, I've seen CB4.
You remember Wacky D's in the house, Wacky D's in the house, and you were
Yeah,
like,
I know that crazy
yeah,
looking weapon dancer. Yeah.
yeah. So that's me. You know what I'm saying? I would have been, Wacky D would have been up in the house. You know what I'm saying? But the Stimmy's supposed to hit tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. One way or the other one. You feel me? So Kendrick Vivians, do you feel as
Yes,
though
sir.
Howland need more time? That he, was able, that he showed you something, that we knew that this team this year was gonna be trash, and they did a lot better than we thought. So we kind of want to ride it out and see where it goes. Or do you think that we've already seen enough? We need to pull the plug.
Here's my thing. If you can't find anybody, ride it out with Howland. That's where I am right now. Because you can't just pull the plug on them and then have nowhere to go. So I think you gotta, and I think that's just usually how it goes. They'll find somebody first and then be like, all right, you gotta go, unless it's just terrible. But like you said, Molinar and Stewart did a pretty good job hooping. But I don't think it's like sometimes they showed up and then other times it was like we scored 30 points in the game. Like, how does that happen? We were like really, really up and down. And it was like kind of like the girls, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm comparing to the girls. The girls were down. I mean, that's just what it is. But the guys were up and down, and that you almost knew what you was getting with the girl, but the guys, you're like, dude, who is this team? And then all of a sudden they come out red hot and they be balling. You're like, okay. And then the next game, they lay an egg, and it's like they're middle of the road, you know what I'm saying? And so I really, really feel they showed promise at times. And with that being said, hey, listen, maybe that's the coaching thing. Maybe it's not. But it's been long enough. Like Derek said, get us over a hump. We ain't even got to the hump, Derek. So, the only hump we got to is,
the home stadium.
Yeah. that was
don't act like we didn't go to the to the tourney that year.
And do what?
I mean, but here's the thing though, y'all. I mean, we did beat Kentucky for the first time in a long time, but then commits to get waxed by Alabama the next game.
Exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then even with Kentucky's gonna be Kentucky regardless if they only won 9 games. But it's still that they were pretty poo this year. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the year we beat LSU not too long ago. Was it Moorhead's first year, I think?
Moorhead lost LSU both games.
No, it must have been Mullen's last year or something.
Yeah, I believe
but
so.
That's when
Nick Fitzgerald ran crazy on them.
When Geis was there, Geis was hurt. They All-American linebacker was hurt. They had about 3-4 more people. Like, we're gonna be. I said, man, y'all know how depleted LSU was. LSU ended up having a better season. Was it Ogeron's first season? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, the point I'm getting to is, that's the kind of thing like we're beating Kentucky. When we beat LSU that year, I was like, LSU was not LSU that year, especially when we played them. They were beat all the way up, didn't have players on the field and everything like that. And that was Kentucky. I don't know why they was a 9-win team, but regardless of what it was, they were a 9-win team, whether it's mental or whether they were like our girls team and they 4 stars really wasn't 4 stars. And it was just over evaluated in high school or whatever the case may be. That wasn't no Kentucky. So forget that. But again, that was a struggle win.
Yeah, tell me about it. And then we got waxed by Alabama like we did in football. I mean, come on, how many years have we lost to Alabama in basketball like we lose to them in football? That don't happen.
The worst defeat in the tournament history or some crap like that.
But here's the thing, Kenny. You say, who could we get? Now, this guy says he's not leaving his coaching position right now. He's denying that he's a candidate for Indiana. But could we pry Rick Pitino away from Siena. I'm sorry, Iona, to the lure of the SEC, his old stomping grounds.
Is he still a name for college
He in the
kids?
tournament in his first
Oh
year.
no, 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 not that. I'm saying is he still a name? Because like that's what we thought with Howland, right? Oh, it's Howland. These kids don't know Ben Howland.
Well, he's in the tournament and we're at home.
But this what I'm saying, like is I know he'll give a like a splash higher as far as the fans go, right? But as far as hitting that recruiting trail, is they gonna come? Hey, I'm Rick Pitino. They're like, man, who are you? Oh, I won basketball back in 1992. Like, man, we don't know you, fella. You know, is
Well, he
that gonna
actually
be
won a title at Louisville that got, you know, vacated. So
when?
he's won recently.
I
With the
remember.
with the stripper scandal, man, they vacated that title.
I remember it. I'm just asking when. Like, do you have the year on it?
I mean, hey, it was more recent than Howland winning.
Howland didn't win.
That's my point.
Got
So
two championships, though.
Rick Pitino took Louisville to a title, man, and he's taking Iona to the tourney in his first season.
2013.
First season.
Oh, see that ain't too far. You know,
Yeah.
some of these kids were just.
The only thing
I'm just joking.
I remember Rick Pitino for trying to get that chick to have an abortion.
That's when he was at Louisville too, right? I think so. Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember. Like, I don't know.
But like I say, will it be they need to get a splash for players? Forget the fans. You need to get a splash for players because, I mean, that's when it all said and done. That's what matters.
I feel like Rick Pitino would make us competitive, but we would end up on NCAA sanctions.
That's fine. Let's enjoy that for a moment while we competing.
I know that this is completely irrelevant, but we might as well talk about it. You know, as Derek like to talk about Moneybag U. So we know that Ole Miss paid all those players when Coach Freeze said, stop smearing these kids' names. If you got evidence, then send it to the NCAA compliance office. And apparently Steve Robertson took him up on his offer. And the question is always asked. They got to win a Sugar Bowl and they had to beat Bama a couple of times. Was it worth it?
You ask Ole Miss Rebel, they're gonna tell you, yeah.
I would say
absolutely,
yes, because it seems like for the most part they seem to be back where they were, kind of back where they were before the sanctions. So, I mean,
imagine if we would have paid 180, dude. If we would have paid the 180,
we should. Yeah, I was about to say we should have paid Cam Newton, trying to be cheap.
That was our natty year, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
another natty year was Joe Moorhead's first damn year.
Hey, look, man,
still mad at him for winning that squad.
When a player steps foot onto Mississippi State campus, I feel as though that they should get two things: a bag of money and some tatas in their face. And I believe that we would see the program turn around immediately.
That what everybody else.
When I was 18 years old, well, scratch that, 17. I was 17 when I went to state. No. Well, when I was a senior, I would have been 17. The point is this: when I was 17 years old, if I would have went to a school and they gave me some money and some nice looking women in my face, not like the ones, whatever they call them, the one that you be real nice to you, like someone that were going, yeah,
that's sexist.
Oh well.
Hey, Toya say Arthur James, the Coach Fanning crew is not happy about your post. They want an apology, sir.
And all of them old now anyway, so they can't do too much.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. The I'm sorry. I'm just
Arthur, man. So I have contacted the people who are gonna win the prizes, and I'm gonna get that together. You ready to send old boy the bill?
Yeah, because first of all, like I say, I've been
I
focused
said
on stuff like.
I have his information.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I was too busy hip deep in no water. Leave me alone. Cause see, I'm just have the Dale Smith make me another one. So it'll be good. I just gotta take it, put it into like a little flat rate box. It'll be good. He'll get it
Yeah, I
eventually.
already paid the cash prices, cash prizes.
Well, look at
So
you.
I already took care of that.
All right, so uh anybody got anything terribly important to say before I finally address how many F words I don't give about Latoya Thomas, the Coach Fanning crew, or any of them. Okay, quite frankly,
We gotta pick the NIT game, man. Do we think we're gonna beat St. Louis?
no.
Kendrick?
Yeah, one
Yeah,
right. We're gonna take
I think we're gonna win too.
one win and then we done.
You know that they the number one seed, right?
Okay.
Who's St. Louis?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we play them like we played against Kentucky, we win. If we play them like we played against Alabama, we lose. So
We'll be
hopefully the
on
Kentucky
Mississippi
team
State
show up.
team to get to the tournament and not fuck up in the first game.
Yeah, been a while.
Exactly.
1996.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Ever since I've been a Bulldog fan, you ain't got past the second round in basketball.
Exactly.
That's it. And you only went to the second round maybe once or twice.
And then that time, okay, if we win, the only way that we go win is Abdul Adugo had to play out of his mind.
Apparently,
Defensively or offensively? Which one?
Both.
offense, because I think he's the same player every night on defense, huh?
I believe Abdul Adugo come back for his 7th season.
Nah, he time for him to go, man.
Man, you know Abdul Adu been at state like since I graduated. Feel like.
Hey, he has no African accent.
Abdul
He's
Adu
straight Mississippian now.
Abdul Adu played alongside Charles Rhodes and Walter Sharp.
It's time for him to go, man.
Listen, he did an interview, man, and I was listening for his accent. I couldn't pick it up. It was like gone.
So he's like Mississippian now.
He's so Mississippi now, dude.
Awful. All right, so I need the picture. Like, wait a second. I feel like do I have a picture? I want to.
Toy, say you showing out.
The home team button heads. I see.
I mean, she'll be all right.
Hey man, we about to face a guy with a 14.14 ERA.
Yeah, I see. Tell Toy that
I hope we smash.
All right, so I'm gonna show. Wait, so
hear you.
Ain't got no flicks in the background or nothing like that, cause I know how I am. All right, yeah.
That's too much information. We don't need no all that.
Be quiet. Anyway, so wait, where was I? Share screen.
You talking about the women? Let's go to the women. That's what we're talking about.
Wait a second, I'm gonna share. Oh wait, crap! I got rid of the picture already. Wait, hold on.
What picture? What's the picture?
The meme that I shared that she took exception to.
Oh man, yeah, I'm glad you, because you try to blame that on me. Talking about it's all on Derek Thomas. How you gonna try to blame me for your handiwork?
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Hey man, it is what it is. You feel me?
Oh.
All right, so wait, so I'm gonna share this. Where is it? All right, right here.
Wow, he's about to.
You wrong for that, man. Shame on you, Arthur.
Oh my God.
Troy, you need to drive to Jackson and beat him up. That's what you need to do.
I'm just saying,
bodily harm.
Everybody been trying to figure out what happened to the women's basketball program. And we finally got a hold of the culprit. You know, we thought that it was Nikki McCray-Penson, but it turns out that she's still at Old Dominion chilling or whatever. And the real culprit is Coach Shannon. Oh, he's at Coach Sharon Fannin Otis.
I
You
bet she
know,
hates she let you come to that basketball game. Well, I thought you said Coach Fanning Otis was nice to you. How you
she
gonna be treating her
was,
bad like this?
she was. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put it out there. Y'all know that I used to write for the Reflector at Mississippi State, and that gave me access to a lot of former basketball players who played under Coach Fanning. Now, I know for a fact that Coach Fanning loved Latoya Thomas to death. She was always super polite to me because she was like, yeah, Greenville gave me my best
She wish she was
basketball player.
wasn't mean
I
to.
liked I like Coach Fanning. She would always, anytime I interviewed her, she was always nice to me. She was always like, man, ain't nobody coming to these games. Tell anybody who will listen that they can come to the game for free. And I like, what if they be like, what are tickets? And she was like, man, nobody come to these games anyway. She was like, if they try and stop them from getting in, tell them to come to me personally, and I will have them let into the game. Because you got to understand that, and this is another thing about Coach Fanning that people don't know. Apparently, she was coaching at Kentucky, and she had like a really good record when she was at Kentucky. People be acting like they forget about that time that she went to the Sweet 16. I feel as though that a lot of people um, act like when Coach Schaefer got there that the cupboard was bare, and that was just a lie. Because we had the
Home run.
man, your game is a little bit. Oh my God, my stream is slower than yours. So
Oh, my bad.
yeah,
I won't say nothing else.
he was still at. Wait a second, what the heck? Okay, any rate. So yeah, I see the home run, but I'm talking about Coach Fanning, but it's like really tongue in cheek, you know. But I will say, objectively speaking, that the season that we had in the first round exit from the SEC tournament does sound very Coach Fanning ish. Those are the type of seasons that we would have. But like I say, toward the end, we had Martha Allwall and Alexis Rack and all the rest of them. We were a very respectable team.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
Coach Schaefer did take us to new levels, but it wasn't like the team was like complete garbage when
True.
he got there. So is what it is. So any rate, give me y'all thoughts on the season itself. What went wrong, and what do you think about the Coach McCray hire? And I'm gonna start off with Derek.
Well, I mean, when you look at her resume, I mean, it screams winner. I mean, from her time as a player to a pro, to her coaching at South Carolina, and from her early returns at ODU. She was the Conference USA Coach of the Year last year. So you would think that stepping in after Vic, yeah, she was going to coach the team differently. I also felt like they were going to be a wide open offensive team, which they were,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if we should have been as wide open as we were. So yeah, I mean the jury's still out. A lot of people wanted Johnny because Coach Harris knew this team. She knew these players. She recruited them. She trained them. She knew their strengths and weaknesses already. They all knew her and how she was potentially coach them. So when you bring in Coach McCray, and the thing is, everything was all hunky dory. From interviews that I saw, saying she treats us like a mother, and you know, maybe they played like she was their stepmother. Because like the offensive game plan was just hard to watch. I didn't see any execution, and for all the talent that we had on this squad, we definitely underperformed. We did not execute, and I can't just blame it on the coaching. You also have to blame it on the players. So it was a whole collective failure from everyone, coaching and players. You know, how the season panned out because we beat the teams we should have beat earlier in the season. When we lost that South Florida game, I knew we were in trouble. You know, when we struggled with Ole Miss, I knew we were in trouble. So when we beat LSU, I figured, okay, awesome. But then we turn around and let them put us out the SEC tournament. Now, I wrote an article saying that her seat was hot when we lost those 5 straight games. A lot of people, was upset saying I shouldn't have written that. But is the seat still hot? I say, yeah, even though it's her first year, you don't take a top 5 squad and just go straight. What Plucky Duck say? Go down the hole. That's where we went. We went down the hole. Now we got all these transfers, 2 transfers so far, rumored to be more transfers to follow. I mean, I have faith that she's going to get it right. She knows more basketball on her pinky finger than I do in my whole entire brain. So I'm just here to just give my opinion. So from what I saw, we underperformed. I'm hoping things change for the better because I want her to be successful. We need her to be successful because we do not want to go back to being a losing team consistently in the SEC. We don't want to do that. We shouldn't have had the season that we had with the talent that we have. 2 preseason SEC picks, a wealth of young, experienced talent. We just underperform. Real talk.
Sounds about right. I mean, let me get Ken thoughts first before I say anything. So Ken, same thing. What do you think about the season? What do you think went wrong? And how much of it does how much of the responsibility does Coach McCray bear?
Well, the first thing, no offense to you, Derek, but I'm so tired of hearing all the talent that we had. Dude, I watched the games. You don't just strip. This is not what's the Michael Jordan movie? This is not Space Jam. You don't take the talent out of nobody. I saw some terrible, terrible basketball, and it was, of course, the execution was bad, but just you taking a ball and throwing it on top of the goal and just, looking terrible. Like, you underestimate the importance that Danbury had, and I'm gonna say this why I say that, because who this year could drive to the cup?
Nobody.
That would drive. Right, they couldn't drive to the cup. Now, she take that thing, drive to the cup. Now she gonna dish it. Carter got an easy layup. She dish it. Jackson got an easy 2 jumper or something, or anything like that. You missed it. Now I don't have to. What am I trying to say? Come down up on this girl that's driving to the basket, and then sometimes she finished. I don't have to concentrate on her no more, right? And y'all ain't got nobody to do that on us. Like, with all this talent, I'm like, where?
Arthur Toy say she will come on and speak her mind if you apologize.
Oh Lord.
Come on, Arthur, apologize for the GOAT.
Arthur took a break.
Let me hit my my Conor McGregor. I like to apologize for absolutely nothing. It's not gonna happen. What is y'all talking about? It is what it is.
But anyway, that was about the talent thing. I'm off the talent thing now. All of these girls are Schaefer's girls, right? Schaefer recruits defensive players, even though, that's what it looked like. That's his mentality. Defense.
That's what he said.
Grind hard defense, right? McCray is let's get the ball in the bucket. That's like 2 totally different ends of the spectrum. Like, she even said herself, I got to teach these girls how to score. You know what I'm saying? It's like 2 totally, and people like, no, let's start the program. How hard is it to learn somebody's system? And I can't, they get on my nerve. How hard is it to learn somebody's system? It's a different system. Like, one system is, hey, go out there and take. One system is go take 1,000 charges a game. The other one is go make 1,000 points a game. It's two totally different coaching styles. Now, if I bring in a bunch of girls that's going, if that's the mentality, that's what they're going to do. And I change the whole thing, it's going to be different. Now, all right, people say, all right, COVID ain't got nothing to do with COVID. You bring up COVID. No, COVID, everybody played under COVID. It was blah, blah, blah. Well, shoot. So we're going to say COVID didn't affect Kentucky and Duke?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Is that what we're going to say? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wait a minute, they didn't make the what? Oh, so that ain't had to do with COVID. So we need to get rid of them too. And I'm guaranteed somebody gonna say, well, they're proven. Well, shoot, you got to give this girl a chance, or this lady a chance to prove herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only gave her 1 year up, she blew it. Well, shoot, I mean, you don't know what, she got in store. And then I get so tired of, oh, look at her, she's sitting down. Oh, man, I hope people are watching this. She's sitting down. You are the dumbest person ever. I don't care if somebody's sitting down. Look at her. Stand up, look like you care. What does her looking like she care have to do with what's going on in the huddle? With what's going on that sideline, and you have no clue what's going on internally. You just see somebody sitting down. You worried about her not walking around in heels and all this kind of stuff. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. And it's crazy.
Her hair and everything.
Oh my God. And then look, I messed somebody up one time. I say, man, Tori was on her tail. You had lashes. Your nickname is Lashes. We was balling then, so don't worry about that. Y'all worry about the wrong thing. But anyway,
yeah.
To answer the question, I put a lot of it on, again, two different. You recruited two different styles of players. All right. And with the whole NIT decline, the NIT, it was just that. We go ahead and cancel this season now. And so everybody that's going to leave, they're going to leave. And we can start getting these girls in that's going to play for this woman that's going to do something. I said this a long time ago, too. On this show, she done recruited 50 guards. I'm like, why we got all these guards, dog? So, but when, I hate to say it because they students, but Carter ain't it. It's not it at all. And she could be a good person, but she ain't it. And people are like, well, we had this record last year. Well, that record, I mean, you really think we would have went out the second round last year? No. We wasn't going past the second round last year. I don't care if we was 29-2 going into the playoffs. We wasn't getting out no second round last year. As simple as that. And then, but I put a lot of it, and it's not blame, I don't think, because you had, like I said, you had two totally different styles. The coach doesn't have, fast scores and all that kind of stuff. We relying on, I love Taylor to death, but we relying on Taylor to be that chick. Seriously?
I mean, she did it in high school. She was a Florida driver in high school.
Where she went, where she came from?
Olive Branch, wasn't it?
I think one of them schools up there.
No, okay. Mississippi, state of Mississippi.
Yeah.
State of Mississippi, right? What's the level of competition in Mississippi girls high school basketball?
Hey. Our GOAT came out of Mississippi.
No, see? No, dude, I get it. I'm from Mississippi, born and raised. I'm going to defend Mississippi to the fullest.
Say this, feel like we don't have players like we used to.
I'm saying, where okay, you got Murr. All right.
What I'm saying is, mind you, I teach it.
Murr is not as dominant as they used
what I'm saying.
But I'm saying they're not too far removed from the championship game, though.
The thing is, you don't have, to me, this is to me, we hadn't had one of those Valencia McFarlands, one of those Victoria Vivians.
We know
we had one of those.
We're talking about Maya Taylor. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, we hadn't had.
We know who we're talking about.
In a while.
No, Anthony Parker thinks we're talking about Jessica Carter from Mississippi.
Oh,
we're talking about Maya.
She can go on back. No, I'm sorry.
Well, I feel as though
you want to call Ice for Carter Kendrick?
Ice?
I'm putting her Arthur.
We're gonna call.
So here's the thing: do y'all think we would have been better if Bibby and Esmeralda was on the squad?
Oh, Bibby's slower than anybody on the squad.
I feel as though that whatever, since everybody else can talk, I feel as though that whatever is going on with this team is between the ears. Now, here's the thing. From somebody that I talked to, the whole Bibby them thing was kind of shaky because them and another player who transferred out had something that was kind of personal going on more so than anything else.
Let that alone.
Then, since last year, what I've been saying is that, everybody been talking about Rakia Jackson this, Rakia Jackson that, whatever. And Ken, you ever seen that movie Euro Trip before?
Yes.
Where he was talking about he watched the gay porno accidentally. And he kept waiting on the girls to come, but they never came. That's how I feel about Rakia Jackson, quote unquote, elite talent. Like, I keep waiting for it to show up, but it never came. It
Absolutely.
never came.
Yeah.
And I feel as though that a lot of people, especially last year, fell in love with this idea of Rakia Jackson is this elite player. We need to give her a ball and get it out of her way. That's why I started calling her Kennedy Jackson, because she had basically turned into what Kennedy Carter was for Texas A&M. Look at Texas A&M this year. You don't have Kennedy Carter putting up all the numbers and stuff like that, but the team itself is a lot better off without her. So
yes, absolutely.
And I was saying that like even while she was still there and folks was acting like crazy. So like with Rakia Jackson at one point, they was like letting her take 20 something shots and then she would score 15 points off a freaking 300 field goal percentage. And then I'm like, how do you have less rebounds than short ass what the girl name?
Mataru.
Nah, the girl who transferred today.
Mingo Young.
Yeah.
Oh, Mingo.
Because I broke it down statistically. She had like the worst. She took the most shots, but she had the worst percentage out of anybody on the team that wasn't that German girl. She took more threes than anybody on the team, but she had the lowest.
A lot of threes too now. Sidney Cooks missed a lot of shots too now.
Don't get me started on that, but Sidney Cooks, like Kendrick Vivian said, she's a student. She might be a good person, but somebody need to do like on Junction Boys and give her a bus ticket back to Michigan. They need to give her a bus ticket back to Michigan. We need to make Mississippi State great again. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm tired of. We don't need no more transfer players. Like, we got real lucky with Andrea Howard and Danbury, she was straight. Roe Johnson, she was straight. But I don't know, it's like when Joe Moorhead showed up between Tommy Stevens and who a buddy we had this year?
I don't even remember his name.
Costello?
Yeah, between him, KJ Costello, and Sidney Cooks, we need to give up. But yeah, with
somebody just passed country car.
But yeah, with Rakia Jackson, everybody like, we need to let her take over the game. She's the greatest player in program history. I'm like,
no, she's not.
I just don't see it. And I'm like, y'all talking about she the highest rated player. I'm like, Aaliyah Matharu was a 5-star player also. I don't know if she was a McDonald's All-American player or not. But
my favorite player. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Now, the thing about her is that she, to me, in that South Carolina game, it looked as though, like with, I thought that last year, there was no reason for Maya Taylor to be starting over her. And this year, call me crazy, but it looks like she had been coached out of her edge to a certain degree. Because I saw her noticing she would have open threes and she would like look over at the coach and freeze up and then pass the ball to somebody else. I was like, it seems like they kind of coaching her out of her natural instinct.
Her dog.
Yeah. Because that was the thing that I loved about Aaliyah Matharu last year. She wasn't the biggest player out there. She wasn't, the strongest or anything like that. but it didn't matter who it was. It could be Aaliyah Boston. Oh, she go to the hole and try and lay the ball up. 9 times out of 10, she go score the mofo. So that's what I loved about her. But it was like the whole team just lacked marbles, lady marbles, statures, if you will. So named after Margaret Thatcher, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So
Oh my God.
Jason Cal says, so one bad transfer and several successful ones in women's basketball.
several.
And that means we shouldn't do it anymore.
Yes,
My
He
God,
doesn't agree with you,
what up?
Archer.
exactly what I'm saying.
Wait. So, hold on.
Because we all know that Sydney Cooks were playing like raw boo-boo this season. And they kept in the starting lineup. I have no idea why. Unlike
I wanted to see, Madison be more a part of the offensive game plan because she was in there for energy and defense.
man, they
I
had
want to
guys
see
there
her
like
score
Dominic
more.
Dillingham.
Yeah, so and she hustled. I mean, she was gonna beat you up and down the court. So I want to see her, spread her wings offensively.
Who was
She
it?
would take a three here in Madison Hayes. She would
Okay.
take a three every now and then. But I want to see her take over because Raquel was struggling, Jessica Carter was struggling. It was time to put the ball in Madison Hayes' hands because that's what she was used to when she was in high school. That's why she was a 5-star player. So
Right.
ball in her hand, let her go.
What? Is that my computer
What
screwing
was
up
that?
y'all's?
It might have been Derek.
I don't know. Why you want to blame me?
Because you went real RoboCop right there.
But yeah,
I want to see her. I want to see her take the next step offensively next season.
Oh, we didn't wish Rakia
Jackson. I know she has it in her. And something else that really bothered me wrong. Rakia Jackson is a talented player. I didn't like the fact that everyone, like you said, they were saying she was the best player in program history. She hadn't earned it yet. I mean, yeah, she had a real good true freshman season. But this year, she regressed greatly. So
yeah, I don't think she's a bad player, but this narrative that she's this dominant player and we gotta give her the ball, like, nah, that's
next woman
Toya status as GOAT is nowhere in danger of being taken.
It's not.
I mean, when people were saying that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
And see, now, I'm gonna go because I'm a man and I'm gonna stick up for mine. Now, I never said she was. I said she had the potential to be that type of player. And Toya like, dude, don't ever say my name with her. But I was saying she had the potential to be that type of player. I never said she was gonna be a Toya or on Toya's level. I said she had the potential, and now I'm backtracking on that as well.
I mean, Rakia Jackson is saying a chance at being maybe she won't be the GOAT, but she can be like the llama or something like that, maybe.
No, she ain't. I mean, like I said, what I underestimated last year as well was Danbury again. I'm gonna keep saying that because Danbury took a lot of pressure off the other girls by doing all this running around and driving, that high energy she had and going all over the place, and just how she would drive to the hole and then dish it, and it made it easier for those other girls, and now it's just different.
So is that why you think Vic wanted her to come back for that last year? Because he knew he needed her.
Yeah, guess what? I mean, what seniors do we have this year?
Everybody's coming back that could come back, except for Katerion, the grad transfer.
But yeah, who?
The grad transfer from Bowling Green.
Who?
You put who on me, bro?
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about. Anyway, but like I'm saying though,
that's what's important.
But again, that would have been some more senior leadership like we had, and people all the time. We're 2 years removed from the Natty and national championship game. None of these girls went to that game.
That didn't.
Well, here's the thing. Since you bring that up, Notre Dame Notre Dame didn't make it in tournament either, so I don't feel. I could be wrong. I want us to be successful, but good grief for life. I mean, but hold on, F in the room. We've had 2 transfers. Arthur, who you feel is going to be the next domino to fall?
If you would ask me, thinking about the roster, I didn't already said somebody need to send me a Leo Matharu cash app. Okay, we need to all agree to take a percentage of our stimulus and send it to her cash app
and tell her to stay put.
Hey, look, we go keep it on the low. We ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. For some reason, like the narrative says that Rakia Jackson would transfer. If Rakia Jackson left, I wouldn't be surprised. I also think I wouldn't care. But for some reason, I think she's gonna stick around. But I will say this: I feel as though that she and Mississippi State University would be better off if she left.
What's the Callaway kid?
Kendrick, who you feel gonna transfer?
That Malik effect.
Oh yeah.
I said the Malik Newman effect.
Oh yeah.
Well, Malik Newman's situation was different because we know that Craig Sword and IG Reddy was like intentionally not passing him the ball. Nobody will ever accuse Rakia Jackson of not being passed the ball. Like I say, what I do not want to happen, I do not want Aaliyah Matharu to leave. Okay.
Somebody need to make a petition. Don't you can't send her no money. Make a petition like, please stay, because that's like the one name that people are saying. Like, I've seen it a couple of times. I ain't gonna say the whole world is saying it, but I've seen it a couple of times. Like, man, just Matharu, just don't you go nowhere. Everybody else.
4 transfers. So we got 2.
One of them bigs might probably.
I honestly don't.
What bigs? we ain't got but 3.
We got, like I said, we got 3 or 4. Which one did get on the court?
Yamiya
Morris is a senior, but she could come back for a COVID year. And Jessica Carter, I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. And then Charlotte Cole is a freshman. I mean, could Sydney Cooks leave again? I mean, Arthur wants to send her back to Michigan, so maybe she might decide to leave.
I'm with AJ on the Rakia thing. Like, I would not be surprised if she dips it. I would not be surprised. And I'm like Arthur again. I probably would, be like, all right, great. Let's find somebody else to run this team.
I feel as though that both programs would be better off. I didn't say it. I ain't been wanting to say it, but I'm like, Aaliyah Matharu can be a little up and down, but the thing is that, like, to me, she, I would say back when Vic Schaefer was here, but we had some soft players with Vic Schaefer also. But her and Madison Hayes are just energy, hard work, dirty work type of players. They're those the Blair Schaefer, Dominic Dillingham glue players, the ones that are gonna go out there, play hard, and be fearless. Whereas
I can see that.
Rakia Jackson, like, remember when they lost that gold medal game or something like that in the Team USA stuff, and everybody was happy in the picture, but Rakia Jackson was like frowning. And back then, we were talking about, she's a competitor, and that means that she wants to win at any cost. And now, in hindsight, seemed like she was just a malcontent.
Using Leach words.
We hearing some rumors. I'm not gonna address them, but in the Black Dogs Matter group, we have heard some rumors. Okay, I'm not gonna speak on it. That could be, what's the word for that? Hearsay, slander, all that type of stuff. I'm not gonna address any of it. We've heard some things, you know, and I personally, I never bought the whole Vic Schaefer left because he wanted to be closer to his family. I never
No.
bought that. Never bought that. I think that Vic Schaefer pulled a Jimbo Fisher on us. When Jimbo Fisher knew that Florida State was about to be trash, and he left and went to Texas A&M before,
Get the money and ran.
before it went south. So more importantly, the thing is I think what have we categorically? Well, I'll say this: as far as the assertion of is Nikki McCray-Penson the women's basketball version of Joe Moorhead, I'm gonna say not yet.
Or the women's basketball version of Rick Ray.
We can't say yet. I don't think that we can say yet. But I will say this. Contrary to what Kendrick said, I do feel as though that we might not have had the most talent because, like I say, I don't see it from Rickea Jackson. I believe that she's a very good player, but she's not elite. Now, I was talking to Jeremiah yesterday, okay? Mr. We gonna expose LSU secondary himself. And he said that he feels as though that Rickea Jackson hadn't shown her true potential yet. I was like, no shit, Sherlock. But he was like, yeah, we just gotta wait on her. She's gonna reach that elite level. I'm like, dude, it's been 2 seasons, and quite frankly, I hadn't even seen a flash of it. Like I say, at least with Victoria Vivian's, her freshman season, she had games where she went off for like 40. Games where she went off for 40 against and then another thing, the team had it was like everything that Jay-Z said about Nas in the song Takeover. They had a spark when they started, but now they just garbage. Like, it's not like the team was just garbage the whole season. They were not garbage the whole season. At the beginning of the season, they were playing perfectly fine. Then after that USF game, and definitely that Kentucky game, in that Kentucky game, we were still playing like a top 10 squad. And they got worse and worse and worse and worse. And Jeremiah was talking about son of a biscuit eater. Jeremiah was saying that, COVID, and then, we had the storm, and the team could never build a rhythm. Now, this is what I have to say to that. I felt as though, considering the tailspin that we were in, he said that if they would have had some consistency, then they probably would have been able to get themselves out that funk. I was like, they were playing so freaking horribly that, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that we got long breaks was a blessing. But the thing is, they came out and played equally as ass as they did before. I'm like, I thought that what was going to happen was that they were going to have a week off, and then Coach McCray would, kind of have like this, kind of like in school when you have like boot camp, where she was going to get the players together, they was going to circle the wagons, they would go have a come to Jesus meeting, and it just never happened. And they got worse and worse and worse and worse. And they had a couple of games where they suckered us like the LSU game, and then they went out and played the same team and pretty much got blown out by them. So whatever they have going on, in my opinion, isn't an X's and O's thing. Whatever they got going on is something that's either, to me, it's cultural. It's probably something culturally or something chemistry. Now I will say this. It does seem like
culture. You mean culture, the program, right?
Right. Not black culture or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Culture of the program. So this is my thing. If I were a white supremacist, I would say that it seems like they're out there playing jungle ball. Because when it was Vic Schaefer, you could watch the game and you knew that they were running some type of system because every time somebody got the ball on the other team, got the ball in the key, you'd always see Tierra McGowan go out there and she'll stick her hand out. And she'll drift back into the paint. You knew that they were running something. You know, in that case, my thing is this: is that how do you say? Success, as they say in education, success is intentional. It doesn't happen by accident or anything like that. It's intentional. And it just seemed like kind of like with Ben Howland, the problem that the basketball team has is we had all this talent. You know, we had Lamar Peters and we had what the other guy name is, Schneider Harrod, and all these other guys. But every time they went out there, it looked like it was their first time playing together. And I seen a play where the last Brandon Weatherspoon jumped at the freaking gym in his game. But I'm through with the Weatherspoon playing. You know,
Weatherspoon didn't make it to campus, did he?
No,
Brandon Weatherspoon.
No, he didn't. He's at some type of JUCO. But man, it looked like that dude had freaking a rocket pack on his back or something like that. The way that he jumped into the air. But I'm through with Weatherspoons. Okay, we don't need no more Weatherspoons. All right. Quindare was straight, but then he started playing like Victoria Vivian's out of nowhere. I had never seen anything like it.
Ken, so you're gonna let him talk about your cousin like that?
You know what it is.
He's a sports analyst. As long as he don't get personal, he can say whatever the heck he want to say.
Yeah, you know, and she was a sexy beast also. I'm gonna just put that out there too.
That's your cousin.
Anyway, so bad boy baby. You know what I'm saying? Ken, is you actually on the coast just now?
Nah, dog.
Man, I about to say I need to F with bozos.
Oh, you know something about bozos, huh?
Oh man, of course, man. I've been going to bozos since like what, 2014?
Oh, really?
Bozos?
Yeah. Bozos is like I guess you would call it a seafood restaurant down there. Oh. And it's that. They got the crawfish, you know, they got po' boys and stuff like that. And it's great. It's really, really good. Like, yeah, I hadn't been there like 2-3 times. I took my daddy down there. You know, we actually piled up. We got into my Jeep on a Sunday and drove down to Bozo's just on a whim. I could feel my blood pressure raising from eating one too many crawfish, but you know, I'm still alive, so I did pretty good. And I got me a po' boy sandwich for the road, and it was pretty good. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Even though Moss Point looks like, food, Pascagoula looked like the Oil Ocean Zone from Sonic 2. You know, I fooled with it though. So yeah, we got anything left to say about women's basketball? We will go to baseball now.
Not a thing.
Do you even know anything about baseball, Derek?
We're 13-3.
Okay. And guess what uniforms we ain't lost in?
I don't know.
Come on, man. We are okay. All right, Kendrick. Which uniforms we ain't lost in? We don't never
Sunday
lose. Yeah, we don't lose in them Sunday blacks. Okay.
Sunday blacks.
You know, Sunday blacks. That now all of a sudden it sounds kind of racist, but anyway. Wait a second. What is this? What is this? What is this? This a home run? Yes, it is.
To the opposite field? It didn't even look like a home run off the bat. That's the second one.
Nah, this feel like the third home run of the game.
I said his second one.
Oh, okay. Man, look, I don't want to get too happy. I'm going to see how this LSU thing go. But usually with Mississippi State teams, our offense just be complete garbage. And ever since Lamonis shook up the lineup, we've been looking on offense. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say we just, you know, elite or anything like that. The pitchers done got their life together, and we got some hitting going on. Feel like we might can do something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so
We're
what do
number
y'all
2
think
in the
about the boy
nation.
who transferred and they comparing him to Kylan Hill, talking about when Kylan Hill left, he was a quitter, and y'all ain't got nothing to say about this guy. Y'all just wishing him best of luck.
Um, your buddy was getting on him in that group. So Riri was dropping them bombs on him. Here's the thing. One guy tried to give. He said he didn't bash Colin, but he tried to give, I guess, a reason why people were saying this about Colin and not about Landon. It really doesn't matter what reason that they left. If it was for the betterment of the team or for the betterment of the player, you shouldn't, say things like they said about Colin and then want to be another way with this guy. Same way with Schrader. Okay. And they wanted to complain, say, hey, why are you bringing up race? You know, because it's not necessarily bringing up race. It's just we can see the difference in how you treat certain players when they leave versus another player when they leave or choose to leave. And it's about being consistent with your fandom. Okay. You know, so I wish the young man well. The only person I'm gonna joke about or clown on is gonna be Judas Jones. And the only reason why is because he put an old Miss shirt on while he was a Bulldog. So he gonna always get the business. Only because of that old Miss shirt. I don't have a problem with him
Wait,
transferring.
he was going, but something blocked him from going.
That ain't the point. While he was still a
No. I'm saying that he
Bulldog.
didn't make it worse. Like he was actually going to that son of a
Well, I
gun.
know he was going, but I know he was going, but it's the fact of the matter is he put on that Ole Miss gear while still a
Still a
member of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. So that's my problem with that. So if I ever meet him, we ever get him on the show, I'm gonna give him the business. He gonna be forever Judas Jones to me. But I don't have a problem with how Colin left. I don't have a problem why Schrader left. I don't have a problem why this baseball player left. Landon, I forgot his last name. He's leaving because he feels like he wants to leave. Like you had some people say, "Oh, we're gonna bash him," you know, because they saw Riri's post and they realized, "Uh-oh, she calling us out." You know what I'm saying? So some people decided to say, "Oh, he's a quitter," but it wasn't in the same tone as it was when Colin left. So now Colin is getting ready to go pro, hopefully. Rumors that he ran a 4.4 40-yard dash, and it's still fans upset with him. You're gonna root for him to fail? He's potentially gonna be our highest round draft pick this year, and you're still rooting for him to fail. I have a problem with that. But outside of Landon leaving, I mean, hey, look, we were ranked number 2 in the nation. Obviously, it was a good decision. Rolling with what Coach Lamonis is doing. 13-3, number 2 in the nation. Right now, up 5-0 on Sanford. Hopefully, can sweep the LSU Tigers weekend. We're gonna roll with it.
Tigers, LSU Tigers. All right, so what about you, Ken? I think you can pretty much say what you had to say about it, if he even there. I'm gonna say
Uh,
this.
Yeah, I'm
give
still.
your opinion. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I think that the difference was Kylan Hill. The other dude just kind of took his L in silence. I don't think you saw all the Twitter antics and all that type of stuff. Now, is there an element of people being not liking what Kylan said about the flag or something like that? Who knows? But Kylan just was always
That's Colin though.
and even a lot of black fans was kind of like, man, I wish they'd do STFU. Um, and to be honest with you, from what I understand, Kylan Hill didn't quit the team. Um, Mike Leach was just like, when the next game show up, arrive, don't come, big fella. He didn't quit. He got kicked off team. Big difference on that one. But I would say that it's mostly to do with the fact that the reason why they didn't criticize that guy is he's just a dude who, didn't come back or whatever, but you didn't have all the shenanigans of being on Twitter after every game with cryptic tweets talking, suggesting that he getting ready to transfer. You didn't see all the this my money bag year. Even what his name is, Jonathan Abram, commented on one of the things that Kylan Hill posted and was like, dude, just shut the hell up. Go out there and show them on the field. Don't be on social media doing all this talking. So that's what I think it was, more so than anything dealing with race. Because like even with say the black fans or whatnot, when it came down to Garrett Schrader, first of all, Garrett Schrader should have left to begin with. But yeah, they didn't have all the antics. The antics are the reason why I feel as though the antics are why
Colin Hill could have been a golden
got all the
child, and it
criticism.
still would have been like that.
Huh?
Colin Hill could have been a golden child, and he still would have gotten criticized. It was quote unquote because he was a leader and our best player.
I don't know nothing about all that. I mean, we've had players to transfer or leave early before and so nobody cared. But I will say that the way that he went about things was he should have just never came back to begin with. That was the thing.
I agree.
The thing was that he was being extremely dramatic throughout the whole process. There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And I personally feel as though that he could have handled the situation a little bit better. And that's the reason why I don't nobody care about the other dudes who left the team. That is what it is. So wait, did we say anything about the baseball team? I think we done with the baseball team. Okay. Okay. So,
well, it's one thing about the baseball team. You still at the plate.
The black guy, yeah. We need to learn his name. That'll help. No,
we got another one. That's a pitcher.
What? I thought they were just the same dude. This dude that batting looked like OG Bobby Johnson, though. All right, seriously.
Don't know who OG Bobby Johnson is.
What is that? Don't he look like OG Bobby Johnson?
OG Bobby Johnson.
Yeah.
South Central.
Woo!
That's my movie, God. Bruh.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie. Show you right, Ray. Ray gave that man $40 and a roach to go steal cocktails. What happened?
You watch. You see why he on the team?
Well, I just seen him slide.
You saw him slide?
Nah, not slide. Okay. I don't know. That's a bang bang play.
I know we about to find out though. He was gone, son.
What y'all think about the season so far? 13-3, ranked number 2.
Great question. I think it's going well. That's all I can say. I'm with AJ, man. We gotta wait to see. It's time for the big boys to show up and see.
Bruh, I tell you what though, that second game against Eastern Michigan on Saturday, that was great because you knew how that game was going to end. You knew. I think even Eastern Michigan knew. They knew that they got to the 9th inning and we was only down by 1. They was SOL. They needed. And that Tulane series was great, purely from the standpoint of Tulane talked all that shit and then lost 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they talked a lot of noise.
Yeah, like I went looked up their Twitter account and a bunch of Mississippi State fans went on there to troll them, and I think Matt Wyatt had a lot to say about him on his YouTube show. Shout out to Matt Wyatt, you know what I'm saying? Friend of the Black Dawgs Sports Podcast. Okay, what is the call gonna be? I don't feel comfortable ending the show yet until we figure out what this call is. I've been experimenting around with the idea of turning on Facebook Live and just doing like kind of live reactions to the show
to the game.
Or not this show, but to the game.
Yeah, that would be. I mean,
So
yeah,
that
I
people,
think that would be good.
yeah, so that people can, feel like they have somebody to watch the game with.
I'm like this here. The people from ESPN, that's what they're doing. They're doing it from home and just watching it.
So they don't have to worry about the fake news media being biased against Mississippi State. Man, how long it gonna take them to make this call? Well, I told Coach. Now, one thing, the funny thing about John Cohen is that out of all the hires that he effed up, he did really good with the baseball hire. Because everybody was like, who the freak is Chris Lamonis?
Well, I'm gonna put it this way. Like, okay, since you said that, it made me go back to women's basketball, right? Even men's basketball. Baseball has a program and a history. No other sport has that. Like every other sport, we've been competitive here and there and all that.
Well,
kind
they
of
called him safe.
Yeah, they call them safe. But baseball, year in and year out, we're expecting to at least compete to get to Omaha. So, I mean, I don't think, you could have flubbed it up too much.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
You want to talk about Andy Cannizaro?
Well, he they was doing good when he was here. And you gotta think about it, when he left, we got the one of the bench coaches, and we went to the World Series.
They say that Cannizaro too busy worried about his hoes to even coach.
But that's again though, we went to the World Series that year.
Really, they actually wanted to hire that guy. I was like, no.
But that's proving my point. What I'm saying though is we got a program. When it comes to baseball, we got a history and tradition and all that. So, I mean, that's just to be seen if this was the best hire and all this kind of stuff, because it is what it is. But other than that, these people acting like girls basketball been dominating since the early 1900s or something. Dude, we just tasting this success. Y'all like, we're expected to be there. Dude, no, you're not. Shut up.
Man, come on, man. We went to 2 national championship games.
And ain't none of them girls on the team no more.
2.
I'm afraid
you should have been able to parlay their success into like turning into UConn of the SEC.
I'm afraid that we go turn.
No, that's
I'm afraid we go turn into LSU, where LSU used to have Sylvia Fowles and Simone Augustus, and they were dominant, and then now they trash. That's what I'm afraid is gonna happen to us.
I got a feeling she gonna bounce. She gonna get it right. I mean, like, yeah, I was critical, but y'all, I'm a women's basketball groupie, so I want them to do well. I need Nick McCray.
Yeah, and half them folks ain't started watching basketball to that man came.
I mean, like, I don't know if y'all saw my picture. I got a chance to catch up with former Mississippi State starting point guard Meddle
Overstreet. Yeah,
she was a referee at a game that I was working replay booth at. I mean, like, I was watching Mississippi State basketball before she got there. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't very good then. So, I mean, I'm gonna root for the women's basketball team whether we win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Now I just get a chance to talk about it, critically. But I need her to do well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need her to get her system going so that she can stay at Mississippi State a long time and build a winner. And hopefully, once she starts winning, she does not jilt us for Tennessee.
Hey.
Oh, she out of here. If she take this year, if this happens this year, and she turns around and we just all of a sudden become great again, oh, she gone, dog.
After 1 year, after her 1 year
turnaround, I'm saying, like, if she has a few good years here, it's over with. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if she turns it around and all of a sudden, hey man, we got a program at Mississippi State. Oh, she out. She ain't staying around here. Trust.
Do you think we're gonna bring Johnny back?
Is Johnny coming back? That's the question.
I mean, would she want to come back?
That's what I'm saying.
I've heard some people say that they didn't ever seriously consider her. Like, they interviewed her out of, like, uh, as
Just for the
courtesy, but that was about it. They didn't
Yeah,
really.
well, it's time to
Also,
go
I
home.
want to point out that Samford's uniforms are trash. Like, why do they just say Sam on the front and they got the Mac Bulldog as the cap? Like, dog,
The Mac.
y'all couldn't put Sam Ford on there. Like, y'all just put Sam and a period. You know how ghetto that is. Also,
Hey man, get off this
also
podcast.
we need to have a petition that they don't ever need to get rid of these throwback Mississippi State uniforms ever. There's no reason for us to not have these uniforms in our repertoire. Why did y'all go away from them in the first place?
Those are clean.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they got replicas, and I want one. And they got them in the fat guy sizes too.
Ah,
So
they
wait a
got
second,
it.
my bad. The trans skinny sizes.
No, no.
Trans skinny.
Yeah, trans skinny. For anybody who hadn't, I don't ever think I talked about this on a podcast before, but I do consider myself to be trans. But not transgender or anything like that.
Oh Lord.
I do
Yeah,
not I'm a big guy, I'm, like 300 some pounds, but I consider myself, I identify with being skinny. Okay?
gotcha.
And if you do not acknowledge that, then that means that you are transphobic, you are a bigot, and you are to be canceled. Okay? You right there.
Skinny phobic.
The Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, you right
You
there
want
with
to play
Pepe
one?
Le
You want Pepe
Pew,
Le Pew
with the police
and Miss
dog from
Piggy
the Paw Patrol.
and Miss Piggy?
Yeah, all of them. Okay,
What
so
what happened with Paw Patrol, man?
because
I
the
mean, when
dog,
all that police brutality stuff was happening with George Floyd, they pulled it off there. They pulled off all the police themed
Oh
shows.
wow.
yeah, so
Now they canceling Pippi. They took him out of Space Jam.
they
Well,
Dumbo and Peter Pan. Children can't watch it on Disney Plus.
what they did. Well, Dave Chappelle made a great point about Pepe Le Pew.
What did he say?
Y'all have of course Dave said it in Dave way, but he was just talking
Okay.
about he was like, hey man,
He was rapey.
he say what?
He was rapey.
Yeah, that's what he yes. He's like, what kind of rapist is this?
I mean, when I was a kid, I knew that something was up with that dude. But I posted.
I
Well,
just used to like it every time he ride about the little skunk stuff. I'm the pew and everything would just die. That was funny.
Oh wow.
I seen somebody eat a skunk on YouTube. I was like, I didn't even know you could eat skunk. Apparently you gotta look out for the little glands or whatever. So you gotta try and shoot it in the heart.
You gotta de-skunk it.
I ain't trying to eat no skunk.
Gotta de-skunk it.
I ain't had no wild game in a while. If somebody got some wild hog, I'll take it. Cause that wild
All right,
hog
so what we
is
got left, eh?
delicioso. Did you say up 8?
I said, what all we got left, eh?
Oh man, we ain't got nothing left. We just bullshitting around watching the game right now. Or I'm watching the game. I don't know about you. So, I mean, y'all ready to get up out of this thing? You know what I'm saying? We can do that. It's not a problem. Ain't got no. I'm trying to see if that stimmy hit tomorrow, man. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to make some moves out in the streets.
Then our pro day coming up soon. I saw where Kendrick Costello is going to be having his pro day at San Jose State, so he's going back to California.
Oh my God!
And let's see, Colin got invited to I think we had 3 guys get invited to the combine. Colin, Errol, and I think Spencer.
What y'all think about somebody say that they bet that Mississippi State won't put Jackson State on the schedule now?
Man, look, right now, no, Jackson State is not going to be to compete with Mississippi State in football right now. But if Deion Sanders continues to recruit at a high level, and if the players can execute his system, yeah, they can compete with possibly FBS schools. Can they beat Mississippi State? I don't know.
Nope.
The better question is if Mississippi Valley State University was in the MHSAA, could they get to the state title game? Because I don't even think they could beat Madison Central, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man, Jack State skull drug us. Woo. Yeah, so what?
You used to it by now.
Shut up.
How many times they didn't beat? Well, I don't know. You was at Valley back when Satellite Express was there, so
No,
I don't know.
Not. I ain't that old.
You wasn't at okay. You wasn't at Valley with Jerry Rice and Willie Totten.
Man, you crazy.
Satellite Titan, you wasn't there with them. I thought you said you knew my mama from Valley back in the day. They're what, like 83?
Boy, I was born in 80. Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
You was a fast learner, so that means you graduated
I mean, with me being from Jackson, Jackson State is not my school. I'm a Valley graduate, but I mean, it's good to see, someone like Deion Sanders come to Jackson State and try to revive that legendary program because they have been long suffering ever since Kamaji got fired. Right now they're undefeated in the spring season, and then with all the players that they're gonna have coming in the fall, if they can gel, I mean, but he continues to recruit at a high level. I mean,
Jackson State go get caught outside. Jackson State go get caught outside if they do that crap they did at the end of the Valley games.
I know at one point I know at one point when Jackson State was dominant, USM did not want to play them. They didn't want to play them. And I feel like at that time USM was going to bowl games every year. They were going to bowl games when Mississippi State and Ole Miss weren't going to bowl games, and they didn't want to play Jackson State. So, I mean, it's good for my hometown, but I just don't think they're gonna be able to compete with Mississippi State right now because I mean, football is different than other sports. I mean,
I heard that Valley didn't want to play the Greenville High Hornets. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
With the Valley jokes.
You was at Valley back when they wasn't scoring touchdowns for seasons on end, wasn't it?
We were not good my 4 years at Valley.
Hey, no, we weren't. Now, back when you was at Valley, I think back when you was at Valley,
one of the best running backs to come through the SWAC in Corey Holmes.
Yeah, the former mayor of Metcalf, Mississippi.
Yeah, so I mean,
well, let me ask you this: was you at Valley when Steve
I went
McNair?
To Valley from 1998 to 2002.
Okay, so you weren't there when Steve McNair was playing. Because I remember when I was in 6th grade, we went to a Valley game. They were playing Alcorn, and they actually beat them. I was shocked. This had to be like 1985 or something like that. I think 95, 96.
I mean, at that time, bro, I was still rooting for Jackson State because I was in high school. So I wasn't rooting for Valley in 95. I was rooting for Jackson State because that was my hometown school.
Right, back when you was at Galloway High School.
Callaway, sir.
I wasn't too far off. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get up at this thing because we've been here too long and Kendrick been left and everything. Kendrick, are you still there to even get your closing remark?
Yeah.
All right, I'm here. The headliner. What's your final thoughts for today?
The baseball team is kicking tail.
Bad boy.
Yes. I'm enjoying this game. I'm looking forward to Nicky McCray-Penson future. And hopefully we got the second round of the NIT.
Bruh, what is Samson doing? It's so bad that I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, they blowing it.
Like it's been
But
3 outs.
oh yeah, Mars Point, baby. You say bad boy, baby. I say Mars Point, baby.
9-0.
Man, it's been 2 outs for like the last 30 minutes. I don't know what's going on. All right, Derek Thomas, what's your final thought?
Well, I like Kendrick. I am looking forward to next year for Nick McCray-Penson. Also, springtime means spring football. So this means year 2 under Coach Leach. See what type of offense we're going to, put on the field. Replacing a lot of talent on defense. So, you know, um, then of course you got the combine, well, virtual combine, and then the draft coming. So, we've been, having a lot of players get drafted lately. Just hoping we continue the string of draft picks this year.
Okay. I don't know why the song Banned in the USA is stuck in my head, but that was back when you was in like high school. Well, you and Ken. I don't know. When
No,
Tupac
it
was out, I think I was like an infant. So
wasn't.
that's not true. In 1989 I was like 5. Whew. Okay. Anyway, so I should tell this anecdote about my dad. Okay, so if you live in Greenville, Mississippi, be careful about what roofing services that you use, because there's this certain person running a roofing company that's jugging people out of their money. Okay, so work on it. Go get your roof done by Garcia or something like that. But it's these people called S&W, S&M, something like that. Don't use them, okay? They out here jugging people out their money. All right, so bad boy, baby. Yeah, that's as good as note to end on as any. So yeah. Hey, bye.